the high-level meeting of the General Assembly to commemorate and promote the International Day for the Total Elimination of Nuclear Weapons is called to order. Heads of State and Government, Mr. Secretary General, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I warmly welcome all of you to this high-level meeting. Members will recall that by its resolution 68/32 of 5th December 2013, the Assembly declared 26 September as the International Day for the Total Elimination of Nuclear Weapons. In its resolution 77/47 of 7th December 2022, the General Assembly reiterated its request for the organization on 26 September every year, a one-day high-level plenary meeting of the Assembly to commemorate and promote the International Day for the Total Elimination of Nuclear Weapons. Today, that meeting is being held. In addition, as delegations were informed in my letter dated 19 September 2023, in keeping with the spirit of the General Assembly Resolution 72/251, I have invited civil society representatives to make contributions to the meeting. It is my intention to invite these representatives to speak at the end of the afternoon meeting. The International Day for the Total Elimination of Nuclear Weapons is devoted to furthering the objective of mobilizing international efforts towards achieving the common goal of a nuclear weapon-free world, including through enhancing public awareness and education about the threat posed to humanity by nuclear weapons and the necessity for their total elimination. Allow me to make a statement as President of the General Assembly. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today with a stark reminder. Nuclear weapons pose an existential threat to all humanity. I wish I were being hyperbolic, but the truth is that the risk of nuclear annihilation is not a chapter from our past. It is a haunting reality of our present. Our world is unprecedentedly fractured, torn by divisions that manifest themselves at every level, even within these hallowed halls. Reports paint a grim picture, revealing that over the last 15 years, violence has been on the rise at all levels, from interstate conflicts to intrastate strife, from state-sponsored aggression to violent actions by non-state actors. And the threat of nuclear force is once again being implied to our collective shock and horror. This is not just concerning, it is downright terrifying. There is a domino effect to a nuclear-armed multipolar world, and the more agitated people and nations become, the higher the risk of stumbling mistakenly into a nuclear nightmare. We should never underestimate the human propensity for destruction. There is only one path to avoid nuclear Armageddon, and that is the complete and absolute elimination of nuclear weapons. However, Excellencies, the architecture for nuclear disarmament finds itself in a perilous deadlock. We must transition from the margins of abstract debate to decisive action and rigorous verification on nuclear disarmament. Colleagues, Let us reject the fatalistic notion that nuclear disarmament is an unattainable dream. Attaining a world devoid of nuclear weapons stands as the final stride towards the correct political decision, a choice for peace, dialogue, and the well-being of humanity. Here are steps we can take and must take to advance toward the elimination of nuclear weapons. First, we must all acknowledge that the elimination of nuclear weapons is a moral imperative. The strategic goals or interests of any single nation or coalition cannot outweigh the collective aspirations of all people worldwide to lead lives of peace and dignity. Second, the global movement against nuclear weapons and proliferation must be galvanized. Engaging young campaigners in this cause can generate the momentum required for concrete and courageous political decisions. Third, we must lead by example. Our aim should be no less than complete denuclearization. It is a promise we owe to the present and future generations. We must deliver, and we must act now. Furthermore, we can and we must use nuclear technology for peaceful purposes by also leveraging the important initiatives being championed by entities such as the International Atomic Energy Agency. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the path to a world free from the threat of nuclear devastation is fraught with challenges, but it is a path we must unflinchingly tread. The survival of nations, the preservation of humanity, and the protection of our beloved planet demand no less. In the words of Beatrice Finn, Nobel Peace Prize laureate and advocate for disarmament, the only rational course of action is to cease living under the conditions where our mutual destruction is the only impulsive tantrum away. I thank you.